death. The one experience every human will face, yet the one mystery no one has ever fully explained. For centuries, people have feared it, worshipped it, denied it, and tried to understand it. But what truly happens in that final moment, when the heartbeat fades, when breath slips away, when the world as we know it disappears? Is it nothing, a void, silent and empty? Or is it something far more complex, an experience that science has only begun to glimpse? They call it the final frontier. But for many who have stood at its edge and returned, death isn't the end. It's a doorway. Across hospitals, battlefields, ancient temples, and quiet bedrooms, countless people have described what they saw and felt in those moments when their bodies stopped, but their minds somehow did not. Stories of floating above their own lifeless forms, of light, so brilliant and warm it defies language, of meeting loved ones long gone, of a darkness so deep it feels alive. And for centuries, powerful institutions, religious, political, even scientific, have tried to control this mystery. Some promised paradise, some warned of eternal punishment, others dismissed it all as illusion. But beneath those narratives, evidence has quietly piled up. Evidence that challenges what we think we know about death. Modern studies have recorded brain activity minutes, even hours, after clinical death. Near-death experiences are now documented by respected researchers, and the descriptions, separated by cultures, time, and belief systems, echo the same patterns. This isn't just a question of belief. It's a question of reality. Over the next few moments, we're going to explore this mystery deeply. From the clinical definitions of death to the astonishing reports of people who crossed that threshold and returned. From ancient civilizations that built entire spiritual systems around the afterlife to modern science that's now peering into what happens when the lights go out. This isn't a story meant to comfort you. It's a story meant to make you think. Because what happens after your final breath could change everything about how you live now. Let's begin. At the moment, everything seems to end. When the human body dies, the process begins quietly, and then accelerates with unsettling precision. In medical terms, death starts when the heart stops beating. Without the rhythmic push of blood through the arteries, oxygen no longer reaches the organs. Within seconds, the brain senses this critical loss. Electrical activity slows, and within 2 to 3 minutes, most doctors consider the brain to be dead. This moment is called clinical death. But in recent years, that clear line has started to blur. Researchers have recorded signs of organized brain activity well beyond what used to be considered the point of no return. In 2013, scientists at the University of Michigan observed something extraordinary in lab animals. After the heart stopped, the brain didn't simply fade, it flared. A surge of activity swept through neural networks, producing brain waves even more powerful than those recorded during full consciousness. In 2022, a groundbreaking study from NYU Langone followed hundreds of cardiac arrest patients. Many were revived after being clinically dead for minutes, some, astonishingly, for nearly an hour. During this time, subtle but structured brain activity was detected. It raises a chilling question. If your body is clinically dead and your brain is still active, where does your consciousness exist in that moment? For decades, people who've been declared clinically dead but later revived have reported experiences that defy easy explanation. These are known as near-death experiences, or NDEs. Their stories are eerily similar, no matter the person's culture, language, or belief system. Many describe floating above their own bodies, watching doctors and nurses work frantically below. Others describe traveling through darkness toward a light that feels alive, intelligent, and overwhelmingly peaceful. Some encounter deceased relatives or spiritual figures. A few, however, report terrifying voids, oppressive darkness, or a sense of being trapped. One of the most famous cases is Pam Reynolds. In 1991, she underwent a rare brain surgery where her body was cooled to 15 degrees Celsius, her blood drained, her heartbeat stopped, and her brain waves went flat. For all medical purposes, she was dead. Yet when she awoke, Pam described surgical instruments in astonishing detail. She repeated conversations that occurred while she was clinically brain dead. Then there's Dr. Eben Alexander, a Harvard neurosurgeon who, as a scientist, dismissed NDEs as hallucinations until he experienced one himself. A severe case of meningitis left his neocortex inactive for days. When he emerged, he described vivid landscapes, beings, and a sense of knowledge beyond comprehension. These stories are not isolated. A major 2022 study involving more than 560 cardiac arrest survivors found that nearly 40% reported some form of conscious experience during clinical death. Many described a sense of clarity and detachment from their bodies, followed by encounters or visions. Skeptics often attribute these to hallucinations, chemical floods in a dying brain. But this explanation struggles with one crucial detail: verifiable perceptions. In several documented cases, patients accurately reported events, conversations, or visual details that occurred while their brains showed no measurable activity. The question isn't just, what did they see? It's, how did they see it? And if their experiences are not just chemical illusions, then near-death experiences may not be hallucinations at all, but glimpses of something beyond the threshold. Long before modern machines could measure brainwaves, ancient civilizations pondered the mystery of death with astonishing depth. Across the world, separated by oceans and centuries, their visions of what happens after death share striking similarities with today's near-death accounts. In ancient Egypt, death was not an end, but a carefully structured journey. It speaks of luminous lights, encounters with peaceful and wrathful deities, and a transitional state between death and rebirth. The descriptions bear a strange resemblance to modern near-death reports. Brilliant lights, otherworldly beings, a sense of timelessness. The ancient Greeks told of the river Styx, a boundary between the world of the living and the dead. Souls would cross with the help of Charon, the ferryman, moving into a shadowy afterworld. The idea of a passage, a journey from one state to another, is central here too. But as research into near-death experiences grows, the lines between ancient belief and modern evidence are starting to blur. What was once considered mystical poetry may, in fact, be early accounts of real experiences that have been happening since the dawn of humanity. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into one of life's greatest mysteries. If these ideas have sparked your curiosity, please hit the like button and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.